Okay, so in your locket project, you need to use the hydraulic press, which is this machine right here. Yeah, I know you've been waiting for a long time. So before you come up here, make sure you come up with a partner the first time you're using it. Make sure you fully understand the safety directions. And read over these directions right here, and there's some right here. It tells you the exact process and steps to go through, all right? So this is a brand new tool. Last year we didn't have this. So it's a little box, and what it does is it helps press your design accurately into your metal. So this is what your two pieces are going to, well, depending on what shape you use, what your two pieces are going to look like, okay? There's one trick, and the trick is you have to make sure that you mirror your design. And that is where you really have to pay attention, okay? Because look, if I didn't mirror it, you know what, they wouldn't line up. So we're going to pay very close attention to that. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do with this machine right now. So right here, the hydraulic press. First of all, safety goggles. You finally get to wear these really cool helmets. All right? Woohoo! Okay. You're going to layer the metal, plastic, and rubber layers in the box. Now, on there, do you see that layered box chart right there? That is exactly how you layer your metal or your pieces inside this box. So this is what I'm going to do. You start from the bottom and you go to the top because the bottom one would be the first one that you put in, right? And look what it says. Solid plexiglass, solid plexiglass, solid plexiglass. Well, guess what? Here's your 3 pieces of plexiglass. Okay? Those go in the bottom. Got it? All right. Next one, brass plate, which is a yellow piece of metal. Okay. Do you see the difference? If you're colorblind, you might have a hard time. This is brass. This goes in next. Okay. Now, after that, that's where I put the plastic die form shape that I'm going to use, which is going to be this one. I'm going to put this one inside there. Boom. Next. Oh, my copper piece. Okay, I'm going to put that in next. Then I have 2 rubber blocks. 2 rubber blocks. This is what allows it to press down. Okay, so if you don't put the rubber on top of the copper, it's not going to press down. So 2 of those, all right? Then another brass plate. Sweet, here we go. Then this big aluminum block. All right? Now I'm ready to go. Okay? I'm going to set this inside this machine. I'm going to leave this plexiglass piece that says number 1 on the bottom. Okay? All right, the next step. Make sure everything is centered. You want to make sure that this block is centered inside this machine. Pretty centered, right? Okay, let me show you the levers. This key is what releases the pressure. This will go all the way down. You don't need to make it go all the way down because then you have to make the next person who's going to use it waste time by pumping it all the way up again. I only relieve it at the end of the day. If there's other people using it, there's no need. So this is what happens. You only turn it a quarter turn towards the wall, counterclockwise. Watch. Did you see it move? And then you tighten it, okay? This makes it go up. All right? So those are the two mechanisms that you need to know. So I'm going to put these on now. Now, when you begin to make the press go up, there is, back here, the PSI. That's the pressure, okay? You do not want to go past 3,000. On this gauge, there is a 2,000, then there's a dash, and then there's a 4,000. The big dash is the 3,000. What's going to happen, if you go to 3,000, you will have a slight flat spot. Can you see the profile of that, of how it's flat? Because it actually touched the bottom. That's at 3,000. If you'd rather it continue to be puffed out a little bit, only go to about 2,500, 2,300. You can always make these deeper too, which I'll show later, by hammering into it. Okay? So this is just to get your first impression. Is everybody okay? All right, here we go. So I'm going to go like this. And once it starts touching, it's going to get a little bit harder to push. And now the needle on the gauge is going up, and I'm at 2,000. I'm at 2,500, and that's 3,000. Okay? Now it's stuck there. It's not going anywhere until I release it. So I'm going to release it just to where I can pull it out. All right? Then you can take these off as long as nobody else is around here pumping it, okay? Now, when you take this out, I want you guys to do the next one so you don't get confused. So I'm going to pull this out. I like to just kind of dump it all out so it's just easier to put back in. I know that these three go in, right? So I might as well just put them in now. I know that the brass plate goes next. I know that this goes next. And, are you ready? Sometimes it gets stuck on the rubber. There it is. Okay? Thank you, thank you. Now, hold on. If I've put this in this way, how do I mirror this piece of metal? What do I need to do? Flip what? The thing. The metal or the plexiglass?
The plexiglass.
All right. So this is where it gets a little confusing. If you don't do it, it will not close right. So right now, flip it, and then do it again. Is everybody okay with that? Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Good job.